see my Crown Point logo here, so I'm representing.
There you go.
And Chris, thanks for having me.
Welcome. Thanks for giving me a tour of the city.
I feel like I'm with like Jerry Seinfeld and his,
you'd probably be in a lot cooler car if you were with Jerry Seinfeld. And there are probably a lot more people that are going to watch it, but I'll do the best I can. So we're leaving City Hall here in downtown Crown Point. Where do you want to take me to show me first?
Well, I think the best way we can start is if we can just turn up here on Robinson. We'll hit the square,
okay,
which is kind of like the lifeline of Crown Point, and we kind of look up what's going on there. I mean, we still have the statues going on up downtown. We can check on the parking. That's always been a topic of conversation.
It's actually a good problem, I think, talking to you in the past. It's actually something that you're glad to have a little bit of a problem with.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Means it's a sign of vitality.
But we're entering our historical downtown. You can see that there's been a lot of renovations through our facade program here. A lot of our 50-50 programs where the business owners have come in and partnered with our Redevelopment Commission and kind of refaced and remodeled and worked with our Historical Preservation Commission to preserve the times of the past, but give it kind of a new look at the same time.
You've got everything from attorneys to bars to delis to coffee houses to, the Marines.
Yeah,
you got literally everybody downtown.
Chris, this truly is a mixed bag of different things, like you said, downtown here. So it's something for everybody. Different parts of the day, different parts of the evenings, or different parts of the seasonal type of application that's down here will cater to that particular person's needs. Here's one that's we're trying to work with here, the Old Crown Theater. This theater here is part of the new technology wave that was out there because digital films are what's has to be in theaters today, and that's the old reel style that's in there. So the modern times kind of put that group that had that ownership behind the eight ball a little bit. And
it's a huge investment to switch to digital.
Yeah, it's like it was $150,000 or $125,000 investment, and so they really didn't have the ability to do that. Hopefully we've got somebody here in Crown Point. I don't want to give it too much information too soon, but might be interested in taking that over and
have that back downtown.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the only final piece on our downtown that's vacant. It's a very lively, vibrant downtown, from our parades to our, just public events that we have down here. A lot of free family events take place down here. This is our heartbeat, and this is our lifeline of our community because it's a team effort, okay? And we need everybody on board to be able to handle what's taking place down here, from just from the city's application side. Our special events coordinator, Diana Bossa, works well with our business owners downtown to try to make sure they're getting all the information about events coming in place, how they can partner and be part of those events. Try to encourage the business owners to come outside the brick and mortar and come out and be more seen in the public events, especially with our car cruises, our parades, our Chamber of Commerce events, to get them more actively involved.
You see some people getting excited about homecoming?
It is. This week. The Bulldogs are taking on the Slicers from LaPorte, and it should be a very exciting game. And we take our athletes and our sports here in Crown Point very seriously, and our community stands behind those players who make those commitments, not only for football, but for all the sports in general. I mean,
and it's just cool to see the local pride where everybody's filling up the windows with encouraging signs. They got the markers all over highlighting the players. It's feels like it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's still like that.
It does work both ways. It does promote the team spirit, but it also is a way to draw people to the downtown and support our businesses.
Where do you want to head to next?
Well, Main Street is one of our original commercial development areas in the city of Crown Point. So let's just head up at Main Street. We'll go down to 93rd and we'll go visit that roundabout that confuses people.
Okay.
And I think there's more roundabouts coming at Crown Point, so that's our training wheel, so to say, training application. So if you're afraid of a roundabout, go up there and practice on that one, because there's more to come.
I gotta say, I'm actually a massive fan of roundabouts. You don't have to wait. You don't get stuck. The whole idea of sitting on a red light and just being fixed and you can't go. What's not to like about a roundabout? You get to go right away.
I think the people are probably watched the movies with Clark W. Griswold on the European Vacation and saw him get stuck in the very first roundabout, and the Big Ben in the Parliament.
Yeah.
And I think people think that's going to be me. I just can't make it right. I'm going to be on it for hours and can't get off. So they're really, really functional. I think they provide a much more safer application through an intersection. There's stats today that show that there's less accidents or less fatalities because the speed slows down, and if you are going to get in an accident,
it's going to be small.
It's very small or minor. Now, if you look at the application coming up down here on North Main Street, the Redevelopment has partnered with a lot of the business owners. Back in 2008, when the economic decline took place, Crown Point was not immune to that as well. We lost some businesses. We lost some family-owned opportunities up and down North Main Street here. This is a state highway, and so you can see there's a lot of traffic flow in here. So we created a grant program that takes the ability for people to take their facades or their parking lots or landscaping, or just give it another shot in the arm to spruce things up in this corridor here. And the Redevelopment's probably put about $150,000 in the last 2 or 3 years into this, and we've seen close to $2 million of private investment come on top of that. So I think that's a great program that we started through the Redevelopment Commission, just to show that this is part of Crown Point as well, and this is part of our business culture, and taking some vacant, unused buildings and repurpose them.
I know doing the tour with Mayor Joe and Whiting, he's really stressed the need for the city to show the first leap of confidence or the first leap of faith in investing in some of these buildings and putting some of the city money behind it, so then private investors come in, and you're seeing that same thing, that once you put some skin in the game, there's some other people that are willing to put some skin in the game, and a lot more skin.
When you brought up Mayor Joe and Whiting, and you took him on the tour just like this, how quick did you guys get through the city? What is it, like 5 miles he's got up there? We got 135 miles. I love Mayor Joe.
This is a 4-hour show.
Yeah, this is. So we have 135 miles we've got to deal with in the city of Crown Point on just the public infrastructure side, and it's a huge undertaking. And we've made some pretty hard choices over the last couple of years, but we've had consensus with our council to provide the right funding and create the right tax rates so we can reinvest in Crown Point and make sure that the infrastructure and the roadways in Crown Point are conducive to the growth that you're seeing.
Yep. And it's hard to leverage your resources out over that much space.
So we're up here on Main Street and 93rd Avenue, and again, we just completely rehabbed and redone the western leg of 93rd Avenue as you go out towards the west of Crown Point here, and this is where the roundabout's going to go. Our redevelopment partnered with NERPC, which is the Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission, and received some federal grants to beautify and fix a problem was up here. We rehabbed the roadway as much as maybe this is not the most well-traveled roadway in Crown Point as far as traffic counts. It was one of our higher traffic accident areas. So we got a grant. We worked with Butler Fairman Seifert to beautify this intersection, put a trailhead, part of our Erie Lackawanna and the Pensy Railroad to make this happen. And now you have a very nice, safe intersection, but it beautified the corner as well.
And you got some additional development coming up here?
Yeah, this portion right out here is in Maryville. So this is our portion ends just at the bike trail here. So
I can flip around.
Yeah, we can flip around. We can promote Maryville. We're good neighbors. So.
And I've asked a couple of the guys about this. There seems to be a really good bond among a number of the Northwest Indiana mayors, where of course, you guys are always vying for, we'd like that development in our city, or we'd like to add that business into our city. But there seems to be a heck of a lot of collaboration where you guys are sharing stories, figuring out how to deal with problems, sharing perspective on things. It seems to be there's a little bit of a brotherhood that
there is, and
exists among you all.
Whether it's positive or negative applications that take place in a city, we share those stories. But sharing those stories, our city here in Crown Point is very comparable to the city in Valparaiso. The downtown, the size and feel, the bedroom community. So we always look at what John Costas is doing in Valparaiso, what's working in there, probably can work here in Crown Point, and vice versa. What's happening here in Crown Point can work in Valparaiso. So we do share a lot of ideas and what take place there. And I always kid that with John over there that he built the ice rink and in the downtown and has an event center, which we're going to show you in a little bit where our footprint's going to be. And I always tell him that we're going to do the same thing, but just a little bit bigger and better than his. And we appreciate him putting the footprint in place. But we have a spirit of
model after that.
Absolutely, and it's worked very well for John. We look at what's taking place in Hammond with Mayor Tom, Brian, and Holbert. We're very close. Mayor Joe up there in his downtown, the revitalization he's done with the partnership with his redevelopment. We share those stories all day long, and try to improve the quality of life not only for our city but Northwest Indiana in general. Because if we all succeed, the values of our communities will skyrocket as we work collaboratively together with one another.
You seem, in the time that I've known you, you seem to approach things very much like a coach. That's probably the best way I would characterize you. Is you seem very focused on game preparation. You seem very focused on execution during the game, and then you seem very focused on let's analyze the results after the game so we can play a better game next time.
Chris, that's probably that's my background probably because I've played sports my entire life. I've coached high school basketball. I played college baseball. I'm just associated
You're a
with
referee.
Especially in basketball. I was a player, I was a coach, and I love the game. So I'm not coaching now. I can't play. My age is not helping me to do those things with the younger kids that play the game. So what's the next best thing to get off the sidelines is to officiate. But you talk about as a mayor, we're trying to extract the talent out of our community. We're trying to put the best talent on our streets, whether it's through residential ownership, business community ownership, or visitors who experience our city. You're right. We have a game plan that's out there. We want to be able to analyze what took place after the fact. Can we be better? Did we do it correctly? And if we didn't, can we get better? And if we did do it right, can we still do it better than that?
Yeah.
And I think that's
what we look at. And how do we make sure we do it right just like that again and again and again? So we're here on Broadway. It's another state highway in the city of Crown Point. You're seeing this, we're going north to south, and it's a development that's still in progress here. To the east over here, this is actually Maryville's footprint in the old Ameriplex complex. The Ivy Tech has produced their schooling in this side here, and we've got a lot of tech centers that are taking place. So technically they're not in Crown Point, but there's a lot of people that are employed or people that are educated on this Ameriplex complex here. That means they're going to drive in Crown Point. That means they're going to stop and shop in Crown Point. They're going to have an opportunity to eat in Crown Point. So we want Maryville to be very successful in their application, what goes in there. And a lot of times we'll partner with them on how if something comes in to their town. We're very supportive. Like you said before, we're not trying to take something away from somebody else. If Maryville is very successful, then so are we. And if you see down here, Crown Point has a architectural design standard up and down Broadway, and it's it's the Williamsburg thought process, and we're going through a new comprehensive plan update. And this section here has always been a hot topic for conversation about the look and feel of the buildings. This is in Crown Point. You're seeing this is going to be the new community hospital rehab center that's coming here. So that's about a $35 million investment. That's going to help spark
some additional development and opportunities, because when you have that many people, jobs that are being created, you need resources that are going to support that around it. And so it's whether it's new businesses coming here, new opportunities to come here, or making what's currently here, Chris, even stronger.
Yeah.